All right, everybody. Here, Hancock. Coach Jackson tells us that on the audio.
New here, so we're testing out. I'm gonna see if we got any audio. Testing 1, 2, 3. Looks like our video's better. All right. I think we're about ready. We're trying something new, so.
We're trying a pregame show here. So hopefully now it looks better. Hopefully you can see us. We're here now. If you can't hear us, then just ignore exactly everything we're saying. I am Michael Gallion. This is Joe Paxton. We're here tonight. We're excited. I'm beyond excited. I'm jacked up for this game. Homecoming for the Royals. It's going to be a huge crowd tonight. 3-0 Royals team playing a 3-0 Heritage Christian team. Probably the best team on our schedule this year. Looking at our schedule.
Yeah, I think easily looking ahead, because a few schools I think that typically are pretty strong or might be down a little bit, but I think Heritage Christian's definitely going to be a challenge.
Yeah, Shenandoah a little bit down. I think LaPelle's a little bit down too. So, we'll see. We'll see when we get there. But right now, one of those things we're just excited to play tonight. A couple things for looking into tonight. The Royals are 0-5 all time against the Eagles. But I tell you what, I've been watching film on this team. Obviously, we've been watching the Royals, but I've been watching the Eagles. I think if there's a year to get them, this is a year. They got a solid group back, but right now there's still a lot of inexperience. I think they replaced 7 starters on offense, 8 starters on offense.
And their quarterback last year was extremely good, Maxwell Milton.
Yeah, Max Milton was an all-state quarterback, and I believe all-state the last 2 years, and just a really good player, and just didn't turn the ball over, didn't make mistakes. Now, the difference this year is their quarterback now, Kyle Antoine. Different style of quarterback from Max Milton. Max Milton was sorry, I'm making sure the gator doesn't run over our tripod here. Max Milton, he did not want to run the ball. He wasn't going to take chances. He just stood there and he got rid of the ball quick and was extremely accurate. Antoine, he wants to run it a little bit. And we saw, especially in that Guerin Catholic game last week, he really had no fear in just tucking it and running it.
Yeah, he leads the team in rushing. He's got 189 yards rushing. And their running back's a really good running back. So the fact that he leads them in rushing is pretty impressive.
Well, and the running back, Colton Brown, is, I think, a 4,500-yard rusher for his career. So I think a lot of the teams have been keying on taking him away and forcing Antoine to run the ball. Now, on our side of the ball for the Royals, we got a little bit different here. So on the Royals side, can I see the iPad, Joe, real quick? On the Royals side, we're going to see one guy has just been the spark plug and the catalyst that we've needed all year, and that is Zach Arnold. And Zach Arnold, you should be seeing some highlights right now, Zach. He didn't play much the first game. I think they were saving it a little bit. But in that second half of that North Decatur game, Zach just took over and just turned into that spark plug that we needed to just go on a run and win that game. And he's just one of those guys, we call him a water bug or a jitterbug because he's just all over the place. He's all of 5'6", 135 pounds, but he's going to make plays. When you look at the all-time stats, and we'll have a game program that you can download a little bit later, but when you look at the all-time stats for Eastern Hancock rushing, you're going to see Zach Arnold's name right there at the top for yards per carry. He's averaging over 9 yards a carry for his career, which is just ridiculous to think of. He's also closing in on being only the 3rd member of the 1,000-yard rushing, 1,000-yard receiving group here at Eastern Hancock. And actually, right now, we have a guest speaker here. We have Zach Arnold's dad himself, Mark. We're going to talk to Mark and interview him. So, Mark, give Mark the headset. Sorry, give Mark the.
We want analysis on that portion.
So,
all right.
Here, let me fix your. There you go. So this is Zach's dad. Step in front of the camera. Come on, Mark. This is Zach's dad, Mark. I just saw him walking by. He's out here chowing on a pork burger, the world famous Eastern Hancock pork burgers. What does it mean? Zach coming here and he's been an impact player for 4 years. What does it mean to watch these guys, this group of guys, have the success they've had and have the fun they had over the last 4 years?
It's just been a real treat as a parent and as a fan. It's just fun to watch the kids grow together. They support each other. They root for each other. They encourage each other. The families support each other. So it's just a lot of fun. Good coaching, good sportsmanship, good guidance here at Eastern. So a lot of fun. Really glad and thankful that Zach made the move here, and that was the right decision.
We are too. Because, again, like you said, we talked about this with Cody Hibbert the other week at the North Decatur game. Everybody says Eastern Hancock, it's the family, it's the community. That's what makes it different than everywhere else.
That's right.
So, how's the pork burger?
The pork burger's great. Thanks, Sarah. I was trying to finish my last bite when you started talking.
Flagging you down. So, we just wanted to say hi to Mark. So,
all right.
Tell everybody.
Hello, thanks. Carry on. Well done, Michael.
Zach's going to have a huge game tonight. So, that's my prediction anyway. Thanks, Mark. I flagged down people here. It sound okay when you're listening to it?
Yeah, it did. Sounds good, I think.
Now, again, we talked about Zach, and this team is a team that, for the Royals, we can run the ball, we can throw the ball. We saw in week 1, Swan threw for 230 yards. We struggled a little bit moving the ball on the ground. And then week 2 and week 3, it's been totally flipped, we haven't really thrown the ball a whole lot. We've really just ground and pounded it with Cole Rainbolt there and with Zach Arnold.
I think other schools are trying to learn that too right now, because I think a lot of them anticipated us throwing the ball around. I've watched some of the live streams, announcers that have talked to the other opposing coaches, and every time they expect us to just sling it around, and we've kind of surprised them a little bit, I think, at how much we have ran the ball this year to this point.
You know, as we look at some highlights here for Cole Rainbolt, Cole is the all-time leading receiver in school history in both catches and yards. He's got over 150 catches, over 1,850 yards receiving, I believe 22 touchdowns. He's 1 touchdown away from the record. And actually, I saw the record holder, Austin Smith, here tonight.
Yeah, I saw him too.
And he just broke Austin's receiving yardage record last week. But Cole has transitioned this year to the move to running back, and the move, he's done really well with that move. He sees the field well, and he just runs with so much tenacity that it really has been a pretty seamless transition.
What I've really been impressed with him, when he gets in traffic, he's very shifty. He's still, like, you think of a player like Cole, you need to get him out in open space and just use his pure speed. But I've noticed last week especially, he got into the lane and got real shifty and kind of made a few people miss and then bursted out toward the goal line. And was really impressive at how he's transitioned to the running back position.
Well, yeah, and last week, hopefully the highlights are playing okay. Last week we saw him return a punt for a touchdown. We saw him with a couple big catches, and we saw him obviously score those 2 rushing touchdowns. So, I mean, Cole Rainbolt, it's a name you're going to just keep hearing. You're going to keep hearing. Hopefully you've been watching him over the years here. So we'll see if I don't know if that video was ever playing or not. But
yeah, there's some on there.
There we go. Yeah, it was playing. Good. I spent a lot of time making those videos. The thing, though, I think here's going to be the key tonight. We talked about the Heritage Christian Eagles, a really solid, really well-coached team. Every year we play them, it's the mistake-free football that's so hard to beat. And I think tonight the key is going to be doing that on our side. No dumb penalties, no turnovers. And we've done a really good job the last couple of weeks of not turning the ball over. We've yet to fumble it this year.
Yeah, and I think that's a big difference, because if you look back at some of the games in the past, turnovers has been a huge impact. When we lost by 17, I think, in 2019, I believe they had 2 defensive touchdowns at least in that game. And so that's 14 points. Is a totally different game at that point. And it was all because of turnovers in those situations. And I feel like in the past they've kind of won that turnover battle.
Yeah, I think that'll be the key tonight. If we can continue to not fumble the ball, if we can not throw interceptions, which Houston really does a good job of not doing, I think this is going to be a really good game. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. This is, again, a very disciplined team. And a lot of our opportunities in the last couple weeks have come off of teams making just mental mistakes. And we're not going to see that from the Eagles tonight. So I predict a low-scoring matchup here. But I'm going to say this. This is my X factor. This is my key. I think the one thing that the Royals can do that they haven't done a whole lot of that's going to make the difference is behind quarterback Houston Swan. I think if the Royals start opening it up and throwing the ball down the field, it's going to be a long night for the Eagles. Watching their defensive backs, they're good, but I think they're going to try to sell out to stop the run, and I think our receivers are better. And one thing, we haven't seen Houston throw the ball down the field a lot this year. Most of his throws have been underneath short throws.
When he has, though, I don't know if you have the highlight clips going, but when he has, I mean, he hit Zach on a sweet long, I think it was about 35-yard touchdown that was hit him right on the money. And then Landon in week 1.
Oh, he was all over. I mean, it was just dimes.
And so when he has gone deep, he's been very effective. But he hasn't had that need to do it so far.
Houston he's one of the most accurate quarterbacks I've ever coached, probably the most accurate. And more than that, he's the most mentally sharp quarterback I've ever coached, in that he just isn't going to make the wrong decision very often. He's going to make the right throw and hit the guy in stride most of the time. And I think that's something, like you said, we just haven't had to use. And I think this is the week they probably just open up the arsenal and let it fly.
And there was a few times even last week where I thought there was a throw that he threw that was a senior Houston throw. Where he wouldn't have thrown that same pass as a freshman.
Yes, throwing it away instead of trying to
making
make
a
force
smart
things.
decision.
So I'm excited tonight. Like I said, I think that's going to be our X factor. I think if Swan goes over 250 yards, it's a Royal win. That's just my prediction. And I think if you see that, if he goes over 250 yards passing, it's going to be a huge game, huge night for the Royals.
And I think, and then the defense being able to hold Brown, I think, is going to be a huge factor as well. We really want to. I mean, he hasn't really broke out yet to this point, but I think holding Brown down to this point, I think he's like 186 yards, I believe, rushing this year so far. But you got to realize he's a 4,500 yard rusher. So I think we have a guest speaker coming. That are you wanting to? I don't have any questions, but I don't have any questions prepared. Are you excited for this Heritage Christian game?
Of course we're excited. It's homecoming.
First of all, this is Laura Swan. This is Houston Swan's mom.
Hello, my friends in Iowa also.
Yep. So
shout out.
We started a little early to have a little pregame show to test things out. So
awesome.
So what are you excited about tonight?
Well, it's homecoming, so we're going to get to see some of our seniors come through later on the homecoming court, and that's fun because they're a bunch of great kids. I hope both sides, the offense and defense, plays well tonight. Mm-hmm. I think we have some really great kids on defense. Our O-line always tries to step up and keeps Houston safe. So,
all right. So
I'm kind of on the spot.
Right. I know. I wasn't sure. I didn't have interview questions ready for you either. So, but yeah, we're excited as well. And like we said, we will have halftime homecoming festivities, as you mentioned. The kids have worked real hard this week on it. So
yeah, we had an awesome pep session today. That was a lot of fun.
Yep, blue team won. If you're really for the teachers' blue team.
Yeah, I'm on white team, and I think we may have lost.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Jennifer Ebert. Wow, she killed it in the tricycle race.
Yes, she was.
That was probably my favorite part, besides the moms that got to show up and be part of the skit. That was awesome.
Cool too. So great pep session, and to kind of get the kids fired up for this evening. And I know it's a game that a lot of people have been looking forward to. So
yeah, I hope we play well.
Yep. I'm sure that we will. So, well, thank you for joining us.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I'm sure we'll hear you.
Yes.
At some
you
point
will
during
hear
the
me.
game.
If you don't hear me, something has happened. Bad. Something bad has happened to me. Adios, friends. Thanks.
I just like putting people on the spot.
Yeah, like she was, and I wasn't exactly ready. I was ready to give them a headset to you.
Yeah, no, I was.
Get some questions.
So you were talking about Colton Brown, limiting him on defense. I think forcing them into those passing situations.
Well, I didn't know if we needed it anymore.
I don't think so.
Okay, it's my bad.
Sorry. Because I knocked my head off trying to knock off. We're talking about Colton Brown and forcing the Eagles into those passing situations. And like we said, so my key to the game's, airing it out with Swan. I think your key is shutting down the run and forcing them to throw.
Right. Though Antoine has shown, last week he was playing 3A Guerin Catholic, and he was 17 to 21 for 182 yards passing. So he was very efficient and high completion percentages. And he didn't make any mistakes, and he couldn't make a mistake in an 18-15 game.
No, you can't.
Last week. So he really stepped up last week. So he's going to be a huge factor as well.
I think we have about 23 minutes here until kickoff. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a break. We're going to stay live the whole time here, but we're going to run some commercials. We're going to take a break, and then we will be back with about 5 to 8 minutes left before kickoff so we get all the festivities, including with kickoff there. So thanks for tuning in for our pregame show, and check out some of these wonderful commercials from the IHSA.
You could do highlights too.
High school football fans, welcome back to Friday nights, to pure spirits, to pure sports. Welcome back to high school football.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Friday night.
It's time for the Commissioner's Corner, an exclusive weekly conversation about Indiana high school sports with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. Now for an up-to-the-minute report about what's happening in the constantly changing world of high school sports, here's Coach Bob Lovell with Commissioner Paul Neidig.
Hey, welcome back, everyone. I'm Bob Lovell with the Commissioner's Corner. It's our weekly conversation with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. And Paul, this is a week where you and your staff have been out on your fall principal tour. Sounds like a big production, but basically it's to give you a chance to go out and sit down, look across a desk or a table or someplace and talk to the membership. You haven't done this in 2 years, so I know you're excited about it.
We are. It's been really good to get back out and talk to our members. You know, we are an association of school members, and we need their input. You know, it's been good to receive that from them.
I'm sure that part of the discussion has been about COVID protocols and what people have on their minds relative to that. But it's much more than just the COVID situation that we have in the state. There are plenty of things, plenty of membership issues that are seemingly always out there for you to talk about with the principals.
There is, and it's a sundry of different topics. From our transfer rule, we talk about the number of transfers across the state last year, bylaw changes, sportsmanship numbers, from our technology that schools use in their athletic offices to the foundation, unified sport, and we also have plenty of opportunity for questions along the way.
Sounds to me like this could be an all-day affair when you're able to take this on the road with that list of topics.
It is, and we hit 8 different spots around the state in the next couple of weeks.
What do you think the number one topic is when you've talked to, I know you're just starting it, but what's uppermost on everyone's minds besides COVID-19?
Well, I think COVID is certainly there, but the conversation has changed. I think people last year were talking a lot about how are we going to get through this, and people now understand that COVID-19 is not going to go away, and the conversation is really about how we're going to learn to live with this and adjust accordingly. And I think our schools are at that reality, and they're doing a great job with it.
Paul Neidig with us, the Commissioner of the IHSAA. We're heading into week number 4 of football. Do you believe that?
It's crazy. Week 4, and we turn around and we're going to be sitting in Lucas Oil here in the November. But it just comes so fast every year. And, the girls' golf tournament starts on the 17th. That kicks off our fall sport tournament series.
We have been lucky, again, I think a lot of hard work from a lot of people to allow us to get to week 4, and we've had a very low number of postponements or cancellations. Is that accurate?
Yeah, absolutely, Bob. We still see some cancellations, and I think that's just part of our reality, but we're not seeing them at the number that we saw last year. It's just simply a handful every week, and it's always heartbreaking when a kid doesn't get to participate in the contest, but it's just a sign of the time.
You mentioned that we are going to be getting into the fall season, and you have outdoor sports, indoor sports, the protocol's still the same, but it's a situation where we talk about this and need to underscore it, as always. It's more than just the student athletes and the coaches and everybody involved. It's moms and dads and spectators and everyone involved. It's a community effort that we have to follow to maintain these protocols that we have in place.
It is. It's something that everybody has to be diligent about, and we've talked about that a lot, Bob. But it starts with the bus driver that picks kids up in the morning, to the mom and dad who make sure the kids are fed and they get them to school and keep them safe, and teachers and school administrators and custodians. Everybody has a role to play in keeping the light on for these kids.
Well said. He's the Commissioner of the IHSAA. It's Paul Neidig. This is our weekly conversation about all things IHSAA. We encourage you to get out, support your student athletes in your community, be great sports, follow the sportsmanship protocols. More than anything, let's all work hard to maintain the fact that allow these kids to participate in these events, as the Commissioner has pointed out. Thanks so much, Commissioner. We'll do this again next week.
Thank you, Bob, and highlight of my week, and I look forward to our conversations.
Thanks for listening to The Commissioner's Corner with IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig and Coach Bob Lovell. And thank you for your continued support of the high schools in your community.
Yes.
All right, folks. Let's make sure our audio sounds okay. Looks good here. All right, let's see. Hopefully, actually, it doesn't look very good on our mixer there, does it? I sound really loud in my ears, but I think we need to turn that up a little more, don't you? The mic
Maybe.
box. Okay, let's see. How's that sound? Let us know how that sounds on the chat, and let us know if we sound okay or if we need to turn it up or turn it down, anything like that.
We are having some internet quality issues that we hope resolve itself.
Oh, it's connected already.
Yeah, it was earlier.
Thank you. At this time, we ask that you please rise for the...
We're getting ready to have the national anthem here. And if you notice, we're having, like I said, if you notice internet quality issues, we're having some problems here, even on our home internet, with the signal. So we're going to try to do the best we can to push through it, but we can't really promise anything right just yet. All right there, folks. Okay, like I said, we're trying some internet things here because our internet has been really problematic here in the early going. So hopefully we can get some of this stuff sorted out. As the looks like we're playing God Bless the USA here. I didn't hear that one.
Just my family by my side. I thank my lucky stars to be living here today. 'Cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. Well, I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free, and I won't forget those who died and gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston, and New York to LA. What is pride in every American heart? It's time to stand and say, to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died and gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you to me, and I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless all you
All right. Excellent rendition of God Bless the USA there. Again, we're trying a couple things. We're having all kinds of internet problems up here, and so we're currently attempting. Hold on, now my wife's calling me.
All right. So we're definitely having some issues. It's going in and out, so we apologize for that. We're doing the best we can on that. I'm trying to figure out those issues. We really think it's a school internet issue because we had the same problem the volleyball game the other night. So we will hopefully get that figured out or it resolves itself. We're getting ready as the teams are starting to come out toward the field. The Eagles have taken their place on the visiting sideline, and the Royals are coming out toward the bell. Both teams here are undefeated, 3-0, and both going to kind of see where they stand this evening. Royals have defeated Alexandria, North Decatur, and West Dell, while the Eagles have defeated Traders Point, Shenandoah, and Garin Catholic.
And really, none of the teams the Royals have played have won a game yet. I don't think Alexandria may be 1-1, but
yeah, I believe
they beat Wabash.
I think the teams that the Royals have beat are 1-5. The teams that Heritage Christian has beat is 2-3.
Yeah, because Shenandoah is still winless. I believe Traders Point's only won one game, and Garin's only won one game. So, really, not very telling. Both teams 3-0, but not exactly a telling statistic there.
The Royals take the field.
You hear the cowbells and the horns from the moms in front of us here.
Yes.
So
they don't know it, but they're going to be featured on social media here in a little bit.
They are. They got Cody Hibbert down on the sideline. Cody, can you hear us?
He cannot hear us.
He can hear us, but we can't hear him. Is that what he's saying? Did you turn the knob on to turn your sound on?
I
don't know why we wouldn't be able to hear him.
Because we used it earlier during the pregame.
Oh, here we are.
Oh, there we go. Now Cody forgot to turn his mic on.
He was blaming us.
Yeah. So we got Cody Cam down there on the sideline for you tonight, folks. So
it's a beautiful day.
If we have another lightning delay, we can get some interesting interviews and other info there.
There's so many knobs on this thing.
We'll see. This is one that I know that Royals have had circled on their calendar. And Heritage Christian the same, knowing that. I mean, really, you look at the sectional. We can probably pull that up real quick. You look at the sectional. We're looking at Cecina's really good, and Heritage Christian's going to face them next week, and us and Cecina. And Heritage Christian, I'm sorry. And then Northeastern's off to a good start as well. And Centerville we know is quality.
We know Centerville's quality. Northeastern is not played anybody good whatsoever. So that's a little the one decent team they played was Tri-High, and Northeastern beat them 48-7. So
I think it's really a 4-team. I mean,
I think it's a 4-team race. It's us, it's Heritage, the two teams you're seeing tonight. And Cecina and Centerville.
Right.
And really, we don't know much about Centerville. I know they were quarantined, and they've only played one game, I think.
Coach Pageant over there, I know him from coaching freshman basketball, boys basketball. He used to coach at Cecina, and he's done a really nice job over there at Centerville.
Yeah. So Royals set to kick off here. Here's Redmond.
There we go.
Redmond kicks it off deep.
Not misplayed there. You can't get on it. And
then Wickard's right there for the tackle.
Nope. Need to make sure I'm paying attention for replays. But just mishandled it right off the bat. And
he was looking, had his eyes upfield, and wasn't paying attention to what was coming.
And still didn't, had time to pick it up and go, but still was mishandling it the entire time.
That looked like, was that Keegan Broderick over there?
Yeah, I didn't see the number.
I believe that was number 12, Keegan Broderick. So Kyle Antoine is going to be in the gun here. Colton Brown flanking him. Trips to the right here for the Eagles. Royals have switched up their defense. They've been playing a 3-4. It appears to be in a 4-3 now. Hand off to Brown up the middle. He's got a seam, and he's going. That's a big run there for Colton Brown.
It stopped him initially, but Colton's not going to go down very easily and kind of bursted through. And a first down run there to start the game.
42-yard line.
Yeah, we got to close that down. Our Will linebacker's got to close that gap down quicker and make a play. Shotgun again, wing to the right. Hands it off. Counter play back the other way. Colton Brown gets another big run, and he's down up right around the 50-yard line.
8-9 yards on the first 15 or so, and 9 there. He's averaging 4.7 per carry, so he's already eclipsing that easily so far.
Yep. Brings up second, and we'll call it 2. Again, trips this way. Antoine's going to keep it himself. Gets tracked down from behind by Arthur, but not before he picks up a first down.
And we saw this early last week against Westdell. Westdell was able to run the ball between the tackles against us with some effectiveness last week early on.
This official's going to get really upset with our clock operator really quickly if he doesn't start running the clock. He's already looking over here like, you got to start this, dude. I'm going to let you run the Cody cam as well.
Okay.
Because I'm trying to keep up with clock, and I'm not used to doing clock for football. Coach Knight usually does that. So I'll let you do replays and Cody cam. So 3 plays, 3 runs for the Eagles. And like you said, the same kind of thing that Westdell did to us last week. Trips again this way. Antoine takes the snap. Hands to Brown in the outside zone. Nothing there. Good job. That was Kane Sotelo. Chopped him down for a gain of about 1.
Nice job there by Kane. There's a good shot of him from Cody Cam. Kane, one of our big underclassmen that have really stepped up this year. I mean, we're led by seniors, but he's one of those juniors.
Leading the team in tackles. I believe he has 35 tackles, and he really didn't play much against Alexandria. 2 receivers each way. Looks. Quick throw out here. Sullivan and Kane there with the tackle.
Great shot there by
That's going to be another first down.
First down, Eagles to the Eastern Hancock 30.
He kicked it out there to Zach Schlomer.
Schlomer's had, it seems to be his favorite target, 21 catches on the season.
So trips to the left here. Antoine takes the snap, bubbles it out to Brown. Brown being chased. Gets a block there. Can't do much. They're going to call a hold on that, though. It was a good chase there. Logan Hoskins put the pressure on him, and I couldn't see who that was. That was forcing that block to turn into a hold.
First mistake by the Eagles so far.
Yeah, looked like Christian Doro was the guilty party there. So that's going to bring up first and 24.
See what Antoine does here. Heavy dose of Brown so far.
Brown up the middle. Nothing there. Evan Arthur pulls him down from behind, and he only picks up about a yard. And that was just Brown not getting there quick enough. He had the blocks out front, but he wasn't quick enough, and maybe that was Antoine not reading it correctly either. So 2nd and 22 here. Trips this way. Antoine takes the snap, rolls out. He's got good protection, throws downfield. He's got a receiver, but he missed. Number 13, Christian Dora.
Who was defending there?
That was Sullivan over there. Sullivan and Smitty were over that way. He had Dora open. He just missed him. Actually, that was Smitty. Sullivan was in the flat. So 3rd and 22. Obviously, probably 4-down territory here. Depending what you pick up. If you don't pick up anything, you probably punt and try to pin the Royals deep. If you pick something up, then maybe you go for it.
We have a timeout.
Yep, the Eagles are going to take a timeout. And so far, they've really been able to run the ball at will. Only one run that hasn't really resulted in at least 3 or 4 yards.
But then the hold put them in a bad spot.
Yep. The hold put them in a bad spot, and then, run up the middle, gained nothing, and then the incomplete pass puts them at 3rd and 22 now. What do you think here? You try to get half of it and make it 4th and 10 and go for it?
I mean, yeah, I don't think you're going. Well,
you're not going to pick up. I mean, you're not likely to pick up 22 on one play here.
Right. I think you try to get what you can and then evaluate it from whatever you get. So you're probably looking at more trying to pick up about 10 yards or so, half of it, and then reevaluate, see if you do better than that.
Antoine, 2 receivers to each side. Brown to his left. Takes the snap. Looks. Gets flushed out of the pocket. He's got a receiver, but Smitty's right there. But nice catch there by Keegan Broderick. And that picks up about 12 of the yards. That's going to make it 4th and 10, we're going to call it.
We need to.
So 4th and 10 here. Let's see, we got to get a stop here. That would be huge. A stop would be huge. Trips to the left. Antoine the gun, Brown to his left. He's going to roll out that way. He's got a receiver and he airmails it. He had number 2, Austin Yates, wide open, and Antoine overthrew him. And that's going to be a turnover on downs. The Royals are going to get the ball back here.
All right, we had a request for the roster, so I'm going to throw this up here real quick. Well, maybe. Uh-oh, we've gotten disconnected. I've been hitting buttons and it didn't work. Uh-oh.
Is our Wi-Fi down?
No, I bet I'm connected to that instead or something.
This isn't on.
Oh. So our graphics and stuff isn't working right now, so.
All right. Royals here, 1 receiver. It's Sullivan. Ziffel and Rainbolt flanking Swan. Hand off to Arnold. Arnold bounces it outside, but good defense there by Schlomer coming downhill, and he makes a play and blows up Arnold in the backfield for a loss of about 4. And that was just too much penetration there on the edge. So 2nd and 14 here. I can't keep up with down and distance and commentary, so I apologize. I'm going to stop doing down and distance on the game here. 2 receivers to his right. Swan takes the snap, hands off to Rainbolt on a counter. Well blocked there. Rainbolt bounces it outside, but a good play there by the Eagles, and they're just a swarming defense right now. And the difference between this team and the other teams we've played is the Eagles are flying to the football. Against Westdale, that's a touchdown. Rainbolt just couldn't find a seam and loses 2 more yards, and now we're looking at 3rd and 15 here. Still no luck with the graphics, Joe? Well, you don't have your headset on. All right, so Sullivan wide to the near side. O'Neal is the wing to the far side. Swan flanked by his 2 backs. Sullivan just moved. No flag, though. Swan flushed from the pocket. Nobody's helping him out. You got to help him out. Somebody has got to get over there and start doing scramble drill. Swan gets flushed, and we all just stand around and watch. And I know they've been coached to do it because I've done it for years. Come on, guys. You're better than that. Let's go.
Swan's pass is complete, up at 4th down and 14 for the Royals.
So 4th and 15. What I'm talking about there, when Swan gets flushed out of the pocket, his receivers have to come back to this side of the field and help him. And instead, they were just kind of continuing with their routes and going the opposite direction of where Houston was running. So Swan set to punt. Fair catch called for and made at the 41-yard line. And that was Schlomer.
Fair catch.
Still no luck with that. So it'll be Eagle ball again here. 6, well, it would help if I'd stop the clock. 6:36 left here in the first quarter. Score still 0-0. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, wing to the left for Antoine. Puts the wing in motion. Hands off to Brown up the middle. Brown picks up about 6 yards, and that was just pushing right up the middle. Just a nice hard run by Colton Brown. So 2nd and 4. We'll call it a gain of 6 there for Colton Brown. 2nd and 4. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, wing set left for Antoine. Looks over the defense, takes the snap, hands to Brown on the counter. And I tell you what, I watched this same play. They ran this against Guerin Catholic, and they were not successful in the first half. They kept doing this same thing, just getting way too much penetration when they pull on the counter, and that's the speed of our defense. Evan Arthur and Carter Dishman just quick in there. That counter play is going to be tough to run against this defense. 2 receivers right, wing right for Antoine. Takes the snap, hands off the... he keeps it himself, Antoine, and he could go. He's got Smitty and Cole, cuts back, lays down the shoulder, and he's inside the 20. Antoine with the big run there. Coach Paxton doesn't have the replay because our iPad crashed there again with part of our internet problems that we're having. Kyle Antoine with the huge run there on 3rd and 4 to put the ball down on the 16-yard line and put the Eagles inside the red zone here. All right, we got it back. Antoine, 2 receivers right, wing left. Takes the snap, hands off to Brown up the middle. Brown makes a cut and gets chopped down there by Kane Sotelo. But not after he picks up 6 more. And we've seen this now for 4 years. Colton Brown is just a load to try to bring down.
Didn't get any of those replays, so sorry. But we should have graphics again.
All right, so 2nd and 4. 2 backs in the backfield. This is usually outside zone for them. Looks like counter again, though. Brown just lowers his shoulder and takes on Rainbolt, and I believe that was Smitty that came in there. He picked up the first down, so looks like the ball's going to be on the 5-yard line. Let's see if Hibbert Cam gives us a good angle here or not.
Yeah, he's right on the goal line, so
Hibbert's right on the goal line, so we can switch to that view. 1st and goal from the 5, and they've just had success running it up the middle there. 2 receivers wide right, wing to the right as well. Handoff, no. Antoine keeps it up the middle, and he is close. He's in. They're going to call him in.
Check that replay.
Were you on Hibbert Cam there? Because that looked like a great angle.
Yeah, it was.
It's a little questionable on that one.
We'll check the replay here for you, Cody.
Yeah, he said he got it across. He heard me.
Oh. So we may have to switch back here.
Yeah, it's just the extra point.
I think
you're right.
He made it.
I think he made it, but his knee was close. You're right, Cody. Kick is up, and it is good. And that's one thing that Heritage Christian has had plenty of in recent years is phenomenal kickers.
We had some people asking for that roster, so top left. I was going to do it earlier, but our graphics, that's when we realized our graphics wasn't working. So
I know.
So if you hadn't asked, we wouldn't have done it. So scan that, and it's not just rosters. We have stats and some insights, some information about both teams. So check it out, records, quite a bit of information in there. So it's not just the game program that you get here at the game.
Sherry Dowd says the knee was down. I can't argue that, but I couldn't really tell. You know, it's hard to tell when his knee went down because there were guys in the way. If we had a pylon camera on the other side, we could make that work. Maybe if we had 2 Cody cams.
Did we trust Sherry Dowd's opinion? She also accused us of cheating today.
When her team, so we have a staff Olympics, and her team we had a hot dog eating contest that Mrs. Gallion and Mr. Stone Rock won.
They rocked it. They just dominated.
And make sure you take the graphic off before the kickoff here. And I believe Coach Dowd's team was trying to cheat and hide hot dogs in their pocket.
They've admitted to it. So let us know if it's working right now.
It's starting to come back. We're just having all kinds of internet problems when we're here at home. We're not sure why. Looks like Riggs and Rainbolt in the backfield. We're missing somebody. Looks like O'Neal. Swan wisely understood who was missing, got him in there. Hand off to Rainbolt. Cuts it back. He's got a hole, but right into number 55, Colin Thompson, who buries Cole for just a 1-yard gain.
And I was messing with the iPad, but it didn't seem like we made a lot of progress there in our first possession. I missed the first possession.
There, it dropped in the starting back. So I don't know what the problem is with our internet. We're going to have to get Mike Spangler out here before next week's game, because it keeps saying it's dropping again. Yep. We may try some things at halftime here, and so Swan has Riggs to his side here.
You got a flag.
Got a flag down.
Right in the middle at the line. I didn't see.
That's got to be on us. There's no, unless it was just them lined up off sides. False start.
And really offensively, not the start the Royals really wanted. And
no, we've had one positive play so far. 2nd and 13 for the Royals. Going empty here. Swan puts Rainbolt in motion. He's going to roll out that way. Finds Rainbolt. Quick out. Rainbolt picks up about 7. And it's going to bring down, maybe we'll call it picks up 8. We'll say it brings up 3rd and 7. 3rd and 6 here. So 3rd and 6 here. Swan has Rainbolt back with him. Looks, screen to Rainbolt, and he's got him here. Rainbolt just misread his block, but he's fighting for it, and he comes up close, but he's going to be about a yard short.
Yeah,
he had blockers, but none of our blockers didn't really get on the defenders very well, and Cole just kind of misread that block. Still picked up about 5, but it's going to be 4th and 1 here for the Royals, and you got to go for it in this game.
You're talking about where they were swarming. Looks open. He looks like he's got some space to make something happen, and the Eagles are all over him so fast. They're just going to sneak it right up the middle.
He's going to get it.
Yep.
That's been our best play.
Yep. So about a 7-yard gain there off the left side by Houston.
I'm going to try something here with our internet because it keeps dropping, so I'm going to try something and just use our Ethernet.
Okay.
We'll see if this fixes our problems or not here. Sorry. We're trying to figure out these problems, folks.
I was hoping the other night at the volleyball game was a one-time thing.
I don't think it is. Riggs in the backfield. Rainbolt and Sullivan this way. Swan's going to keep it himself. He's going to run up the middle, and he goes down after a gain of about, they're going to be generous and give him about 2. I turned off our Wi-Fi. We're just on Ethernet now, just so you know.
Okay. Let's see.
So 2nd and 8 here. Looks like.
Oh, I wonder if this will work, though.
Should.
Riggs
in the backfield. 3 receivers here. Nope, now going 4 receivers. They're empty now. 2nd and 8. Riggs in motion. Swan's going to keep it. Fumbles it, but jumped right back on the ball. Yeah. And that was the luckiest fumble we've ever had because that should have been a 4-yard loss. And
it actually,
we made something
right
out of
back
it.
Up to him.
Yeah. Ended up getting about 2 yards and going to bring up 3rd and a long 6 here.
Here's the replay. It kind of just popped right back up into his arms.
3rd and 6. Let's see. We're going to have to run a play here. 26 seconds left here in the first quarter. Empty formation again.
Big play here.
Yep. Swan takes the snap. Looks. He's got Arnold downfield. Arnold get overthrown, though. And that's going to be kind of a weird route there. I don't know exactly what Arnold was running. It was like he was running in and then sailing back out. We used to call it a sail route, but it's kind of an odd concept there in that situation. So that would have been a hard throw to make for Swan anyway. So 4th and 6. Royals look like they're going for it here. Sullivan, the lone receiver. Nope, they're going to kick it. Nope, but they moved again. Royals moved again. I didn't see the movement, though. Did you see it?
No, I did not.
So now it's going to be 4th and 11. Looks like we're going to bring in just our full punt team. Swan's been doing a nice job punting the ball lately. Schlomer's going to be back deep to receive. He's got his heels at his own 30 right now. Swan gets the snap. Gets it off. Good kick back to the 23. Schlomer fields it. Gets not a lot, but gets out to about the 40-yard line. And that'll end the first quarter. It'll be Heritage Christian 7, Eastern Hancock nothing.
And offensively really dominated so far by the Eagles.
Yeah, so far, I mean, the Eagles have pretty much been able to move the ball at will. They had one penalty that shot themselves in the foot. The Royals have struggled offensively. I think we've got one first down so far. Again, what we have no signal again. Like none of. Trying something different again here. Sorry, folks. I apologize for the internet issues, but this is something that's out of our hands when it comes to this stuff. So we're just trying to do the best we can. And right now, it's not very good. Okay, so the Royals on defense here. Heritage Christian comes out. Kyle Antoine has the lone scorer of the game for the Eagles. He'll have Colton Brown to his side as usual. Two receivers right and winger to the right. Puts the wing in motion. Takes the snap, rolls out to his right. Has a receiver open. That's Schlomer, and Schlomer, they're going to drag Sullivan almost to the first down sticks. It looks like he's going to be about a yard short where they're going to mark it. It'll be 2nd and 1 for the Eagles. Looks like trips this way. It's going to be a wing. Two receivers to the near side, wing to the near side. Wing goes in motion again. Antoine takes the snap, hands to Brown. Brown up the middle. Going to pick up the first down. Not a whole lot more.
Kind of just, you see the line. They're winning the battle at the line. The whole line got a first down there.
You're right. And that's, Brown didn't touch anybody until he's already 2 yards downfield and has the first down. And we kind of saw this if you watch the Heritage Christian Shenandoah game. But if you watch the Guerin game last week, their line really struggled against Guerin. Same formation here for the Eagles. Antoine takes the snap. Hands to Brown on the counter. Royal defenders are just turned around there. And if you notice what we're doing, we're standing up and catching. Our defenders are looking for the ball instead of jumping to their gap and taking away their gap. We're standing up and catching, and when you stand up and look up and try to find the ball, you kind of put yourself on skates and allows the offensive linemen to get on you a whole lot quicker. Handoff again to Brown up the middle. And again, Hoskins is there to stop him, but he drags us for 6 more. Yep. And this is, if you've been watching Eastern Hancock for the last 4 years like we have, I'm ready for Brown to graduate, I can tell you that much.
Yeah, he's been a very talented running back, you're right. And Milton was pretty impressive too, so we got one of them.
We got rid of one, we just got to get rid of the other now. Let him graduate. Trips out here. Antoine keeps it himself up the middle. Twisted down funny. And that's Kane Sotelo chopping him down again for only a gain of a yard. Get some good shots here from Coach Hibbert's camera down there on the sidelines. He's doing a good job all night with that. Trips this way. Antoine's going to throw. Ooh. Almost picked off by Sotelo. He didn't see him. That slant has been a play that the Eagles have lived off of and just feasted off of for years. And Sotelo just sat underneath it and nearly picked that off. I switched the game. 3rd and 9 here. And really, they had us outnumbered on the trip side. He should have come to the trip side, but 2 receivers left, 2 backs in the backfield. 3rd down. We got a lineman with blood probably, or an equipment issue. It's number 76, Nick Stewart's going to come off the field. Number 54, Carter Taylor, is going to take his place there. Hand off to Brown, outside zone. He's going to get run out of bounds, and it's going to only pick up about 3. And that'll be 4th and 6 for the Eagles. 4th and a long 6.
But I think the way their defensive plays,
oh yeah,
you just go. Their defense has been pretty dominant so far, as the Royals haven't really been able to get anything going.
Yep. 2 receivers each way. Again, 4th and 7. Looks like Royals going to a cover 0. They're going to bring some pressure here. Antoine looks to throw. He's got a receiver wide open. Blown coverage to Schlermer.
Oh, wow.
And he scores. Total blown coverage there from the Royals. We were in cover 0, which is a man-to-man coverage, and we just lost him.
I mean, he just...
We get that on replay. That is Sullivan.
Yep.
Sullivan didn't either he didn't get the check that we went to man there, or he just lost his man. He's not used to playing corner. He hasn't played there a whole lot this year.
Yeah, I was when you called him out earlier on defense. I was.
I think it's his
surprised.
first real defensive action of the year, but he just got lost. And again, holding him down, and then 4th down, big play. Royals just jumped off sides. But he hit the extra point anyway, so not going to matter. So the score with 9:50 to go here in the second quarter, Heritage Christian 14, Eastern Hancock 0. And we got to get something going offensively. Got to get something going.
Yeah, and it starts with the kickoff. Maybe get something going, get some momentum here. Trying to multitask.
You know, against Alexandria, against Westell, against North Decatur, we were able to overcome these blown coverages, these mental mistakes. And right now, I mean, we're only down 2 scores. We've been down 2 scores in every game that we've played this year, so it's not a huge deal. But at some point, we've got to stop putting ourselves in this hole.
Right.
At some point, we're going to play somebody that's good enough that we can't come out of that.
Right, and it could be tonight.
It could be tonight.
Or you just can't guarantee that you're just going to be able to flip the switch. I'm really interested to see.
By the way, if you want to see
OCR will work.
If you want to see our setup inside, you can see us. Hi. Oh, the camera's there.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the screen, not at the camera. So this is our setup in here. You can see our wonderful fan.
Yeah. Maybe we need to clean up our mess.
We probably need to clean up our mess a little bit.
Our wives are used to that, probably.
Pretty much. My wife's probably going to comment here. Tell me it looks like our kid's room or something. 9:50 to go here. Again, Jesh to kick off. Arnold and Rainbolt deep. I don't think Arnold's had 1 touch. First play of the game, he got the ball. You got to get the ball back to Zach. Screen, I think a tunnel screen to Zach. That's what we need. First play. Jesh kicks it off. Hops it over to Peyton Spear. Spear gets a block, and he gets it out to about the 34-yard line.
And now already you can see the Eagles are way better coverage than what they were last week on kickoffs.
And that just comes, special teams is something that you don't practice over the summer a whole lot, and you just get better every week at special teams. I bet if you looked at the numbers, how many kickoff and punt returns for touchdowns there were in like the first 4 weeks of the season compared to the last 4, you'd be astounded at the difference. So here we go. Looks like we got Arnold and Sullivan to the far side. O'Neill's the wing to the near side. Rainbolt in the backfield. O'Neill goes in motion. Swan to throw. Finds Rainbolt, but Rainbolt just gets chopped down, and they saw that play coming there. The problem with that was what happened was we motioned Landon away, and then there's nobody there to block that corner.
Right.
You're just kind of hoping that the corner goes with it, but they weren't in man coverage, so he just stayed over here, and chopped him down for a 1-yard gain. So again, 2nd, and we'll call it 8 to be generous, but it's a long 8. Let's go, boys. We're about to get a delay game. Swan hands off to Arnold. And again, Arnold just gets buried in the backfield. As soon as he took the handoff, he's getting tackled for a 7-yard loss. And we got to counter that now. So when we are running with the jet motion, they are sending the dude to shut down the jet sweep. Now we either have to fake the jet motion and have Swan keep it, which we did one time earlier and fumbled, or we've got to run a counter back with Rainbolt. But right now, or we got to run a jet pass, fake the jet, and throw a pop pass right where they're blitzing from. Empty formation here. Swan, 3rd and 15, takes the snap, looks, screen to Riggs. Riggs gets some blockers, gets out just past the initial line of scrimmage. It's going to be 4th and giving him a decent spot. We're going to call it 4th and 8 from our own 37-yard line here.
They just got to get something going here.
Yeah.
And we're just unable. Nice shot there of the sunset.
Yeah. Swan punts it. Nobody back to return, and those are the best kind of punts. I always like doing that if I was going to punt. So when Coach Armstrong forced me to punt, or Coach O'Hara forced me to punt, I would just do that. There's nobody back to return. You don't have to worry about covering it. You can just do that and hope it works. And I need to stop the clock. I am not as good.
Commercial?
Yes.
Yeah, Knight does really, really well. All right, let's do, I don't know.
Let's do double barrel. Okay, Antoine takes the snap, keeps it himself. Hoskins did a nice job coming from the backside, but just nobody else stepping up. And Antoine picks up 5 on the quarterback counter there. When we talk about a counter play, we're talking about is when you fake it one way and then come back the other way. And usually bring them with you when you come back the other way. And so right there, he faked the run to Colton Brown to the right, and then he kept it back to the left and had one of his linemen, I believe that was number 57, Tim Jackson, pulling around in front of him. Colton Brown up the middle. He's going to be close to a first down, and it looks like they're going to, official on the far side of the field is going to give it to him. And we're not seeing the big chunk plays that we saw in the first quarter from the Eagles. You know, our defense is slowly starting to hem them in a little bit. But right now it just seems we're just giving up too much up front. Right. We're getting driven back. You called that out earlier.
Right. I mean, we just had a coverage mistake earlier on that second touchdown to get that chunk play.
1st and 10. Antoine takes the snap. Looks at Schlomer on the little screen. And he is chopped down again. That is Kane, the Sling Blade Sotelo. I'm giving him the nickname because every time you go out there, he's like a Kaiser blade. He just takes out your legs out there like you're out there chopping weeds.
And and his brother was the same way. It just felt like when you saw a big hit, you saw something, you just knew it was Sotelo.
Yep, he's the Sling Blade.
Taken right after his brother, Caden.
Mm-hmm. Antoine gives to Brown up the middle. Ooh. He's got a hole, and Brown, he's getting tracked down. That was Rainbolt that tracked him down there.
Yeah. Brown's having a breakout game. He's tonight.
He didn't play against Traders Point. He didn't carry the ball very much against Shenandoah. It was kind of on a pitch count almost. I believe he got injured this summer, and really Guerin Catholic just shut him down, took him away. And right now he's doing really well. 2 receivers to the left, 2 backs in the backfield. Antoine takes the snap, counter to Brown. Brown, nice job by Chase Riggs. They're going to get a penalty, and that could be a hold or it could be a face mask, depending where it was. Looks like it's against them. Yep, they're going to call a hold against the Eagles.
And we have sirens going.
We do have sirens going now. Okay, so first down and 18, I'm going to call it. Ball's at the 33-yard line here. Trips to the left for Antoine. This looks like a sprint out here. Nope. Swings it out to Brown. Nice job by Landon O'Neal to blow it up.
Yeah.
And Landon O'Neal for loss.
And he didn't even actually make the tackle. He just slowed him down enough to let his teammates get there and finish the job. So
Heritage Christian taking a timeout.
That's second timeout.
You know, the thing with playing defense is this. You have to do your job. It is not, so often we glorify the guys that get all the tackles, but it's not about getting tackles. It's about doing your job and making sure that the right guy makes the tackle. In our defense, now we've switched to a 4-front, but we've been in a 3-front all year. Those inside linebackers should have 10 to 12 tackles a game, and your D linemen should really be limited to just a handful of tackles a game. They should have maybe 2 or 3 because they should be there eating up blocks. And what you saw there with Landon, Landon was just in the right spot doing the right thing and held up Brown long enough that the welcoming committee comes in and takes him out for another 2-yard loss. So, again, so much of it, guys get caught up on the statistics. I got to get tackles. How many tackles did I have? But it's really about doing your job and letting the correct guy make the play.
Right.
So second and I'm going to call it 19 here. And really when the Eagles have tried to get cute is when they've had problems. Wings in motion. Antoine takes the snap. Gives to Brown, and again, Hoskins is right there to eat it up.
Yep. And Landon was there as well.
Yep.
O'Neal.
And so what they're doing is they're stunting. They're having linemen slant certain ways and blitzing behind it, and they're stunting, and that's causing Antoine to get a certain read. And basically, we're forcing him to read the way we want him to read.
Gotcha.
Third and 20 here. I'm going to call it 20. Antoine trips to the far side, takes the snap, rolls out. He's got a man. Nope. That was Zach in coverage over there. That was Zach Schlomer is who he was throwing to. Zach Arnold was in coverage. Good coverage by – no, that was Smitty over there in coverage. Smitty was in coverage. I'm sorry, another small guy.
I keep changing. Can you change the alt? Because when I it's getting shorter when I type in scores.
I can't see it.
It's gonna be all the way toward the bottom, right there. And alt.
Can't grab it.
There we go. All right, there's.
Antoine takes the snap, throws it up, and they completed it. We gave up a pass again.
We just kind of got turned around.
And that was just him throwing it up for grabs. That's a coach saying, you know what, if you throw an interception there, the Royals get the ball in the 10. If you complete it, then something good happens.
And that's not the play.
No.
I thought I hit it. Let's try it. This one. So I'll see if we can get it in before.
3:40 to go here in the second quarter.
Just kind of threw it up.
They just got behind Smitty, and they got the ball now on the 4-yard line, and you're probably going to see Colton Brown up the middle if I had to guess. Brown dancing. They push him up to about the 2.
Oh, a flag late.
There's been some extracurricular stuff going on here. Did you hit the replay?
I did not hit the replay. I just hit the camera view.
Last couple plays, there's been some extra pushing and shoving on both sides here. Both teams getting a little chippy.
I think some people are running their mouths.
Oh, Coach Hibbert says guys running their mouths here. Unsportsmanlike on the Royals. And it's one of those things that's not going to hurt us because it's only going to give them a yard.
It's going to be a 1 yard penalty.
But you don't want that because, whoever got it, now if they get one more, they're out of the game. But the other thing is just you don't want that. You don't want to be that guy.
Yeah, that's we
don't
want to be known as.
Get this together. Now we got teammates arguing and all that stuff. We got to get on the same page.
You're right, Coach Hibbert. Here we go. One.
We're going with your camera there, Coach Hibbert.
All right, gonna move it here.
And then again, we talked about it. Coach Paxton did. Offensive line just pushed us into the end zone there, and that's 6 more. Makes it 20-0 Eagles, and we'll see they'll have a extra point here to try to make it 21-0. So again, Jesh for the extra point here. Oh, nearly blocked by Gage Tompkins, but Jesh puts it up and through. And the score with 3 minutes and 12 seconds left here in the second quarter is Heritage Christian 21, Eastern Hancock nothing. And we talked about it in the pregame. We talked about X factors. You know, you said our defense has got to play smart and limit Colton Brown. I said our offense has got to air it out a little bit. And so far we really haven't done either one of those. Now the great thing is we still have a whole half of football to play, plus we get the ball here and we get the ball to start the second half. So I want to see us drive down, score here, make it 21-7 halftime. That would be a huge difference.
And unfortunately, if you've watched any of our last three games, our first half has not been our strength.
No.
So we have not played well in the first half in any of our 3 games this year. So that trend seems to continue tonight. Luckily, we've always came out of the second half and kind of dominated the third quarter and beyond, and so they're gonna need a performance like that again.
Yeah.
To get themselves a chance in this game.
So Jesh here to kick off again. See what they do. I mean, that first one, he put it down to the 2-yard line. But again, if I'm them, I don't want to kick to Kohler-Zach. Right. Although Peyton's pretty dangerous in his own right. So Jesh to kick off. Boots it deep, going to kick it to Arnold. Actually, it's going to go out of bounds. It does go out of bounds. Man, I need Coach Knight here to run the scoreboard.
Yeah, I know.
How about some scores there at the bottom of the screen? Indianapolis Lutheran 7, LaPel 7. Madison up big on Milan. Madison actually having a good year this year. Usually Madison not a strong team.
Right.
Having a good season this year. So
a big one in the county. Greenfield and Mount Vernon and New Pal are playing tonight, and Mount Vernon's currently up 28-10 after New Pal had a 10-7 lead.
I think Mount Vernon's good. I don't think they're anywhere where they were last year, but they're good. Union City there, we can see at the bottom of the screen, up 21-0 on Knightstown. Knightstown is.
We're going to see them next week.
They are on the struggle bus.
So it's a rivalry game, and we're going to have a good crowd next week. A lot of things going on that we might mention a little bit later.
Yep.
That's going to be coming out next week for that game.
2 receivers to the right. Rainbolt back with Swan. Swan takes the snap, looks, throws out to Rainbolt on the bubble. Rainbolt cuts it back. A couple of defenders overran it, and Cole manages to make something out of nothing. Picks up about 3 on what very easily could have been a 3-yard loss.
Right. And even then, I feel like our blocker's real slow to get over there.
So, I mean,
they're any help.
A traditional Heritage Christian team, they fly to the football, especially their DBs. What you got to do here is double move them. So I think you're going to see them fake that bubble to Cole and then hit Zach on a go at behind it. Empty formation here for Swan. Takes the snap, looks to throw, has O'Neal on the quick out. O'Neal pushed out of bounds. No, he stays in bounds. I thought he stepped out there at the 38, but O'Neal picks up the first down.
Yeah, he was close to stepping out. It was going to be real close at the sticks, but he managed to stay in bounds and picked up a few more yards.
By the way, our clock operator is not running the clock every time.
It's a suggestion. Hey, we have something that we might try. I think it might work.
I think it might too.
So we may be able to try something for the second half.
So 1st and 10 from the 47. This has been pretty much the best field position we've had. Sullivan and Arnold to the far side. Rainbolt in the backfield with Swan. Arnold in motion. Swan's going to roll out. Looks. Finds O'Neal again, and O'Neal gets out of bounds.
Nice shot there, Cody.
Looks like he's going to be just shy of the first down. It'll be 2nd and 1.
Looks like it'll be just short of the first down.
And the Royals get something going. Maybe they can get something momentum here to head into halftime, have something positive to talk about, to build on.
Yeah, I mean, and what do we say? Got to throw the ball down the field. You know, we've got to throw it down the field. That's the only way that we're going to be able to move it, because right now running the ball is not being successful. I'd like to see a shallow cross here. Empty formation. Swan rolls out. Looks, he's got Rainbolt and O'Neal open. Finds Rainbolt, and Cole's going to pick up the first down.
Move the chains and
air raid, baby. That's not air raid, that's just flood, but that's what we got to do it. 2:41 to go. Royals finally, for the first time all night, into Heritage Christian territory. Swan puts O'Neal in motion. Takes the snap, back to throw. He's got guys in his face. He's going to run it himself. And Swan's going to step out of bounds.
But a good positive gain there on first down. We haven't had some of those.
No.
Where we've been kind of in a deficit trying to pick up a first down.
In this situation, you rely on those guys. You rely on those seniors to let them do what they know how to do. So again, 2:35 left here in the second quarter. Royals trail by 21. Swan puts Arnold in motion, takes the snap here, rolls out again. He's got O'Neal. O'Neal nearly pulled in that one-handed catch. And that's really hard for Swan. You're rolling out to your left. Trying to flip your body back around, and you got to hit him quick. That was only a 7-yard out, so you got to hit that quick, and easier said than done. You could just Mahomes it and just throw it with the left hand.
Right.
But that is
last year at Monroe Central, I thought he did, and then I realized it was JP.
Yeah, because Houston was on the sideline with his shoulder popped out.
I was like, did Houston just throw that left-handed?
And it went 40 yards. Empty formation. 3rd and 6 here. Swan takes the snap. Looks. Finds Rainbolt again. Rainbolt pushed out at the 20-yard line. And again, we're just living in the flat. Yep. And this has been every week. Those flats have just been wide open every game we've played. Nobody's tried taking it away yet. Now we're down. Looks like we're down just inside the 20 on about the 18-yard line. Clock's running, but we got plenty of time. 2:20 to go, plus 3 timeouts. We're going to use one of those timeouts right now.
Timeout Royals.
And again, this is where we talked about it. You got to let your guys do their thing. You got to let them be athletes. You got to let them be seniors. And, you know, what we're best at is throwing the football. Mm-hmm. That's what, you know, and we're just hitting this. And until they cover it, you got to throw those outs until they're going to stop it.
Want to do a commercial real quick?
Sure.
All right.
High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirits, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Neidig, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
All right. I told you, we got to punch this in. 2:15 to go in the first half. Let's punch this in. If we can make this 21-7 and we get the ball to start the second half, this could be 21-14 really quick.
Right, just a confidence level, just
Yes.
to have some confidence because things were not going our way early.
Empty formation again. Swan takes the snap, throws, finds Rainbolt again, and Rainbolt's going to step out of bounds. And again, they're just not covering it.
They're kind of just giving it, I think.
Yeah,
I mean,
and at some point you have to stop that. You would think. At some point they're going to call and just tell that corner to sit there. And that corner's going to sit there, and we got to make sure we don't throw it and let that get picked off and house called. Empty again here.
Houston knows that as well.
Yes.
That they're going to look for that as well.
And there he throws to Sullivan, and he overthrows him. And that's just a lack of, that's just repetition.
Yeah.
You know, and that's something that you do. You probably spend 5 minutes in every practice doing it. You probably spend 10 minutes on Thursdays doing it, just goal line drill and running those goal line routes, throwing to that back pylon. And Swan should be dropping that thing. Literally, it should hit that back pylon. That's where he should be aiming on that throw.
That's one I'm sure that he wants back.
Yes.
But you
Third
move
and
on. Short-term memory.
Throws it again. That one was off the mark. Just too far out in front of Sullivan. And I couldn't tell if Sullivan looked like he got collisioned on his route.
Right.
And
he
slowed
was
him up.
open, though. I thought he could have. It could have been a completion.
Yeah, that's that quick slant against press coverage is hard. Because it's such a timing play. I mean, how many times did we see Reggie Wayne and Marvin Harrison catch those quick slants? And it's such a timing play that it's something that you have to practice. I mean, a ridiculous amount of that to be good at it. And it was something, as when I was coaching, we never got really good at just because we didn't have the practice time to do it.
Right.
A couple other scores from around the community here. Centerville beating Winchester 21-0 in the first quarter. Winchester's really struggled. Their only win of the season was against Knightstown.
Monroe Central just took a 14-0 lead over Oldenburg.
And Oldenburg's usually not very good, but...
And we kind of see that as our challenge for the conference.
Yeah.
So Monroe Central coming up.
Cecina with a 7-0 lead on Beech Grove. So Royals here 4th and 4. They've got Arnold, O'Neill on the near side, and Riggs at the tight end spot. Sullivan and Rainbolt wide left.
Let's go punch this in here.
Yep. Swan's going to roll out. He's got his man. Oh,
it's picked off. What a tough break right through the hands of O'Neill.
I know. And Swan couldn't have thrown that any better. He dropped that right on top, on the run. Oh, my gosh.
That's devastating there because that's let me get to the right play here. Devastating it because it had a chance.
I mean, look, he's got a dude in his face trying to throw that. And
maybe that defender got a deflection on it.
He might have got a piece of it. If I was doing stats for that, I'd give him a deflection. Man, that hurts.
And that's deflating right now because that's a score the Royals needed going into halftime here. And now you got to make sure that it's not worse.
Yeah.
So
and I think that Heritage Christian's probably going to be content just taking this 21-0 lead into the half. But you know that Brown can just house call at any time, so
they have one timeout left, I believe.
Yeah. They're going to take their time and at least pick up this first, in picking up this first down. Antoine throws it. Oh, nearly picked off by Rainbolt.
Again, we're just not quite making the plays that we need to make in a big game like this. We're in a close position. We just got to finish those plays.
You got championship teams make championship plays when they need to, and that would have been huge because that would have given us a minute and a half to try to score again.
Right.
That'll bring up third down.
Another, almost picked off again by Rainbolt.
And that's, to me, that's really questionable there by the Eagles because now you're going to punt the ball back to the Royals, and you're going to give them over a minute and a timeout to try to score again.
Right.
I mean, we just got gifted another possession here. There's a flag on the field. Oh, ineligible man downfield. They're going to decline that. I mean, that's
really
that's a weird. I mean, on your own 15-yard line, I would have run that thing 3 times and taken a 3-score lead in the half. We'll see if that'll come back and bite.
Not to mention they were almost picked.
Yeah.
So
we'll see if this comes back to bite and they're going for it. No.
Oh, don't jump.
And we just jumped off sides. Now it's not going to be enough for the first down. It's going to make it 4th and about.
But it might make them think about it.
Depends. How good do you think your punter is? That's the.
Or how confident are you that you can get a yard? And because I think they feel like their defense can stop us.
Yeah, but I mean, I'd go for it, but I'm me. I would have gone for it on 4th and 7.
It's all the Coach Etch effect. The Etch effect.
You know the guy we stole that from is now the head coach at Presbyterian
I
College.
saw this, and then he won his first game
84
something,
40 something. Antoine pushes forward, and he's going to pick up the first down. Yep.
So. And
now you have to expect them to run the ball and not do anything stupid here.
With a minute and 17, though, I do want to mention there is a homecoming festivities, so we will try to do the best we can to show you that.
Colton Brown picks up about 10 more. And you've got to wonder. I wonder what kind of leg their kicker has for a field goal attempt here.
They've been pretty good in the past.
Yes, they have.
Uh-oh.
Schlomer.
Ooh. Uh-oh. No. Get him down.
Come on.
And they just a little short pass turns them into a big gain, and now they're in serious scoring. And this would be extremely
debilitating. Deflating.
It would be really tough to come back from giving up a score here.
And that was just us falling asleep there. Nope.
We have a timeout.
They called a timeout, I believe.
No, we did.
We did?
Yep, we did.
Interesting. Probably to get our personnel that we want on the field. 54 seconds left here. Oh, that one hurt. Did you get that on replay?
I did not. I was just begging
somebody
for someone
to
grab
him
during that whole time.
So they got the ball. Where is that? The ball's on the 26. See if does Jesh have any stats on Max Prep? See if he has a long field goal. Look at our in-house camera here. You can see Coach Bechtel coming over and hanging out with us.
Another member of the blue team that won today.
Blue team. Jade Gallion, Rob Stonerock were the hot dog champs, and Andy Shores, Jen Ebert. Who's our other? Jenica Sale were our
dominated.
They dominated the tricycle race.
Yes.
I think that's enough talk about the blue team.
Okay, we're going to mute Coach Hibbert's mic.
I think you and Mr. Paxson should have did the tricycle race.
No, we're strategy. We understood the concept.
Okay, Antoine takes the snap, hands off to Brown. Outside run over there, and he's just going to run out of bounds. Picks up about 7.
A really patient, just followed his blockers and got calmly out of bounds. You can't ask for any better of a run than that.
They only gave him about 6, so.
But still, he got out of bounds. He get a big gain.
Did you ever find anything on?
No, I'm really slow at this.
Okay.
My bad.
I didn't have a long field goal there for Jesh because 3 games I hadn't looked.
You want to just know career?
Sure.
All right, what number is he?
52. Antoine takes the snap again. Hands off to Brown up the middle. Brown finds a seam, and he's going to pick up the first down. That'll stop the clock while they move the chains. 42 seconds left here.
He doesn't have any stats.
Okay.
Career.
I know he wasn't their kicker last year. Antoine, he's got a receiver open, but he's going to throw it. No, he's going to tuck it and run, and he runs out of bounds at the 5. This
could have been stopped at the 20. They gained to 4th and 1.
Well, we had 4th and 7. They were going to punt, and we jumped off sides.
Yep. And our crowd is as quiet as they've been.
By the way,
all night.
Every time they have a kid on their sideline, a ball boy that keeps throwing a water bottle up, and I keep thinking it's a flag every time. 30 seconds left.
Coach Hibbert's camera.
Oops. 1st and goal from the 5. Antoine takes the snap, hands to Brown. Brown's not going to get anything, picks up about a yard. And they're going to take their last time out there. 22 seconds left. Okay. So here's where you got 22 seconds. You got to get 4 yards. And this is where the coach is going to call multiple plays in the huddle. So he's going to tell them, here's what we're running on 1st down. Here's what we're running on 2nd down, assuming that we don't score.
Right.
So this first play, typically what I would guess is you're either going to run a run play here and then hurry up and call, have a pass play as your second one.
Right.
Or that's typically what you would do, or you just call a pass play, and if it's incomplete, then you just deal with it.
Right.
But if I'm them, I probably put Antoine on the move out to the side. I get him and sprint him out to the right and give him a run-pass option there.
How about our cheer block there, Coach Hibbert?
Coach Hibbert getting our cheer block and some of the fans on the track there. I see an O'Neal on the track. All right. 2nd and goal from the 4. 2 backs in the backfield. Antoine goes under center. Takes a snap, tosses to Brown. Brown. Oh, and they're going to give him the touchdown. We couldn't see because we couldn't go to Cody's camera because there was a ref in the way, but they're going to give him the touchdown. That hurt.
Yeah, that's a tough break because we went from maybe building some momentum going into halftime, possibly scoring. And there's Coach Hibbert. Wave, Coach Hibbert. Oh, never mind. You're not going to know by the time.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, we were right there in the red zone, knocking on the door to score. And just, oh, man. I would say, Jesh, that kick right there, I would say if they get inside the 20, he's got the leg. Because typically you don't kick it as hard as you can right there, but just watching that kick, I would say to the 20 would probably be.
This is where you got to watch our body language.
Yep.
You got to. I mean, this is where you builds character. How you respond to this is what athletics is all about. Like when going, and it's easy to be confident and positive whenever things are going your way. How do you react when things are not going your way? How do you respond and how do you bounce back?
Well, and like we talked about, this team's been in a hole every game.
Mm-hmm. They're used to this situation.
They were down at halftime to Alexandria. We scored right before the half against Westdale. We were down most of the game against Westdale, or most of the first half against Westdale. We were down the whole game basically against North Decatur, and they bounced back each time. I know this has been the game that they have circled on the schedule, that this has been huge. This team has been just jacked up for this thing, and I know that they're going to come back. The seniors at halftime are going to let this team know where they need to go in the second half and where they need to be in the second half, and I think you'll see a different team come out in the second half. The problem is going to be if Heritage puts one more score on the board before we do, that's a running clock.
Oh, yeah.
And we will not have time to come back.
Right.
Jesh is probably going to kick a little blooper, try to keep it away from Arnold and Rainbolt. Sullivan picks it up. And Sullivan's going to go down around the 35 with 12 seconds left here. I mean, you got nothing to lose. You got to do something tricky.
And this is where, as a coach, you've got to be ready to build them up. You can't tear
them down in the half here because
they need to be ready to go and respond here because this is a sectional opponent potentially. So you've got to be able to bounce back and realize that. And in all honesty, if you're playing this team, this isn't the time you necessarily want to beat them.
No,
you want to beat them in late October.
Exactly.
So
I think you'll see something. I don't think a full-on trick play, but I think you'll see something here. Heritage is going to sit back deep, I'm sure. Swan to throw. He's going to go down.
Sacked.
Yep, and that'll be the end of the first half. As he gets sacked, who was that? Was that 53? Jack Butler took him down, and that'll be the end of the first half with the score. Heritage Christian 28, Eastern Hancock 0. We do have our homecoming festivities here.
It's going to be a longer halftime.
Yeah, I'll have a longer halftime. Coach Hibbert, are you going to set that camera up in a place we can see it?
I will try. I just need to know where everything's going to be.
Okay. I don't know either.
I'm guessing it's going to be in front of us on the track.
Well, it might be better just to use the above camera then.
We could, but I don't know if anybody's going to be running it. So, or we might just need to point that one.
I would say, Cody, if you could just point it like you did with the interviews, maybe that'll be sufficient. All right. So what we're going to do, I think Coach Paxton and I are going to take a break. We're going to we're going to put a microphone out here to try to pick up the PA system. We can't hack into the PA system, so I think we're going to just set our microphone out here and try to pick up the PA system and hear the homecoming festivities here.
Oh, and they are going to move the camera for us.
Oh, thank you, Lloyd. Lloyd Arthur, our cameraman. Lloyd does a great job.
Oh, yes.
I have been very happy with his camera-ing abilities. Right. So we're going to take our break. Like I said, we're going to set our mics here in the window so we can hear and pick up the PA system.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce the homecoming court to you. The first couple, Shelby Jackson and Carter Dishman. Our second couple, Lily Hunt and Cole Rainbow. Next, Sydney Benarski and Chase Riggs. And finally, Taylor Cook and Landon O'Neill. And your 2021 homecoming king is Cole Rainbow. And Queen Shelby Jackson. Congratulations. Okay, I'm going to recap some of the things that's happened during homecoming week. Eastern Hancock celebrated with a friendly competition organized by the Eastern Hancock Student Council. Following the theme of Let the Games Begin, the freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors decorated hallways and canvases. Voted on by high school staff, the hall decorating was won by the sophomores, and the seniors earned second place. On Wednesday night were the sledgehammer games. This is where boys from each grade compete in a volleyball tournament. The juniors were first and the seniors second. Last night was the powder puff game, where girls competing in flag football. The sophomores took the crown with the juniors in second. Today, staff voted on the game board-themed canvases painted by the classes. Decided by only one vote, the juniors barely beat the second-place sophomores. In addition to these competitions, the student body showed royal pride by dressing up for different spirit days this week. After tallying all of the competitions, the overall winning class for 2021 homecoming is the class of 2024, the sophomores.
Tonight, Eastern Hancock Marching Royals will perform their production, The Journey Ahead, with music selections written and arranged by Richard Cicado and Adam Eaton. This year, the Royals Marching Band placed 25th at the Indiana State Fair Band Day. That is their highest rating in recent history. Please welcome to the field, Eastern Hancock Marching Royals.
All right, everybody, welcome back here as we get ready to start the second half of this matchup between the Eastern Hancock Royals and the Heritage Christian Eagles. Royals just got back here at halftime. We'll see. They're set to return the kick. Heritage Christian is not lining up. Royals are still warming up, but they missed their warm-up time. They were late coming back out of the locker room. I don't know. The official's just giving them time, though, so
yep.
I guess we'll take it. He's going to let them warm up. We'll warm up. We'll take it.
So last 3 games, the Royals have bounced back and played much better in the third quarter, and obviously they're going to need to do that here this evening just to even just get some confidence. It's like we said, this is definitely, we knew this going in the pregame that this was going to be our toughest contest probably for the season. And so we were going to have to come ready to play.
And like I said, right now we got to – this team is, as we said, they've had this game circled on the calendar. They've been ready for it, so I'm interested to see how we bounce back here in the second half. I guarantee you, I know those seniors. I've coached them the last 3 years. I know that they were fired up at halftime leading this team. You know, and as a coach, you just got to keep them level, even-keeled. You can't get too worked up. You got to keep them believing here. And
just want to check a few things, make sure everything's working. All right.
So you got to, like I said, you got to do that, but let the players get worked up and get them going here. Little pooch kick to Sullivan. Sullivan fields it pretty clean. He's got a lane, and he's going to take it out to the 40-yard line. That's pretty good field position for the Royals to start out. And let's see what they do here.
Their kickoff coverage has been really good, much better than I anticipated. I thought there was going to be some opportunities for us to get some good field position off kickoff returns, and Heritage Christian's done a nice job.
They really have. I mean, still, I'll take 40-yard line all day.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll see what the Royals come out with, because I can almost promise you right now, I bet we have 0 or negative yards rushing. You know, we threw the ball. They gave us the flats. We threw it really successfully there right before halftime. Let's see if we come out in that and sling it around again. Swan in the gun. Rainbolt next to him. Takes the snap, gives to Rainbolt up the middle. Rainbolt breaks the tackle and gets the space. And he comes out here, and Rainbolt goes out of bounds at the 45-yard line.
And really nice block by Zach Arnold there.
Gain of 15 for Rainbolt.
So we'll see if we can get it to come up here. But really nice block by Arnold here. They kind of just allowed him to get quite a few yards here right there.
Yep, just that little block. That's all you got to do as a receiver is get in the way. So Swan in the gun again, Rainbolt next to him. Same formation as last time. Swan getting ready to take the snap. Sorry. Sullivan keeps moving, and they have not called him yet.
There's something.
Every time that the line snaps down, Braden Sullivan is also moving forward. And the ref is talking to him now. I don't know why he waited forever to throw the flag, but that'll back us up. And again, we can't make these kind of mental mistakes right now.
Right. We can't hurt ourselves in this situation.
No.
Everything's got to be positive from here on. We are trying some new. We're finally able to try. It got dark enough. We're trying our new scoreboard system out. It doesn't work as well during the daytime.
No.
And
we hope it works well at night.
Yes.
So Royals in the gun, first and 15. Both backs flanking Swan. Gives to Rainbolt up the middle. And again, here's what I don't like. Our linemen, Rainbolt is fighting for yardage, and we've got 3 linemen turned around watching him fight.
Yes.
They should be engaged until the whistle.
Right.
And I know, again, it's one of those things as a coach, it's easy to say. You know, it's easy to say to stay engaged the entire play, but in this situation, you got to do that.
Right.
Empty formation here for Swan. Set. Look to throw. O'Neal comes up with it. Nearly picked off, but nice job by Landon O'Neal to stay with it. It'll make it 3rd and 8 here.
Deflected, and
he was down at the 47, but the ref didn't call it, so we'll take the extra 5 yards. Add those to Landon's receiving numbers there. 3rd and 8.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to complain. Clock is not reading correctly. There we go. Okay, empty formation again. Sullivan's got Riggs covered up over there. Riggs, ineligible man downfield, but that Swan gets drilled on that blitz. And they haven't blitzed a whole lot there. They haven't blitzed a whole lot, but that one just landed home.
I think that's where they pretty much knew we were going to throw.
Yeah.
And they.
Well, when we've gone empty, I think Swan's run it once, but I think everything else we've gone empty has been throws. And I think they're looking at it and saying, "Hey, he wants to get the ball out quick. Let's bring the heat quickly here."
There we go, 4th.
Royals, some confusion here.
Punt it away.
High
this time
kick.
They have someone back.
Yep. That's, Schlomer's fair caught those and has had no reason to fair catch it. I mean, he's been all by himself back there.
Right.
Now, having been back there myself, if you're back, a lot of teams, if you notice, a lot of teams will put 2 guys back to return a punt, and it's so one can communicate to the other.
Okay.
A lot of people think it's to be able to catch the ball whichever side of the field it goes, but it's actually more so that one can communicate to the other and tell them, hey, you got room, or hey, fair catch.
Yeah.
With one guy, you don't have that, and you
need eyes in 2 different directions.
Exactly.
So it's another set of eyes for you.
Yep. Antoine in the gun, 2 backs with him. Takes it, hands off to Brown. Brown tripped up, and guess who? Sling Blade Sotelo there. Jumps in, takes him down, but again, just the push from that offensive line picks up 4 more yards. And we'll call it 3.
And right now, that's where our line is just on both
skates.
sides. Just gotta be better. Gotta be better.
2 back set again. Antoine gives to Brown. Again, Kane Sotelo doing a nice job setting the edge, but nobody there helped. And Brown just carrying tacklers past the 50-yard line. And we just look like we're playing on our heels here. I couldn't tell who that was. Looked like it might have been Riggs that was on him, but just
real patient, and then just cut it up. And
Riggs is there, but just falls off, and Smitty ends up making the tackle. So again, first down from the 47. Takes a snap, looks, throws to Schlomer. Schlomer gets a block, little tunnel screen there, picks up about 5. And I think you're going to see that from the Royals here. They got to find a way to get Ziffel involved. I think Zach still only has 2 touches on the game. You got to get him involved, and that's a way you can get him in space with blockers out in front.
Right.
That's something he's been really successful on in the past. 2 receivers to the top, wing to the top here. Antoine puts the wing in motion, drops back to throw, hits the quick out to Schlomer. Schlomer breaks the tackle, cuts back, and ends up getting the first down.
Yeah, he had the first down, gave it up, and then was able to get it back.
Great job there. That was Smitty, and who else was the one that came flying in?
See.
Oh, Kane Sotelo.
37-yard line.
I saw Smitty over there making the play, but then Kane comes flying in out of nowhere to clean it up.
Start saying, unless otherwise noted, Kane Sotelo is involved.
Okay.
Antoine takes the snap, looks, quick throw to Schlomer again. And again, there's Kane, and that was Sullivan that time.
Yeah.
Nice tackle there in space by those 2 boys.
And what's Sullivan playing defensively? That
he's playing corner this game.
And What adjustments have we changed from the past?
So
Who's usually been.
I don't think he's really played any defense this year.
That's what I mean. I'm not used to seeing him. I'm trying to figure out.
So they're putting him up there. They're playing the whole mix of coverages. But right now you can see Smitty and Landon stepping up here. Looks like a cover 3 defense here. Again, just trying to probably get him in there for more tackling. You know, with as good as Colton Brown is,
right,
you probably want him there to help with tackling instead of, you know, running Smitty up there and playing Smitty at corner just because Sullivan's going to give you that. I mean, he's a linebacker or has been a linebacker in the past.
Colton Brown's just really just carving us up in the middle.
Yes, he is.
And Antoine is who I was really concerned about, throwing the ball and running the ball, but it's been a lot of Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Now I say that.
Antoine's got an open receiver, but he doesn't see him, so he's going to run, and he's going to go down. Nice camera work there by Hibbert. Riggs takes him down. Antoine only picked up a couple.
Antoine taken down by 24, Chase Riggs. Second down and 5.
Again, check out our scoreboard there is updating off the clock. So now we have where the ball's at. We have down and distance. Hopefully that's working okay.
And the reason we don't use it in the first half is because the sun is too bright.
Yep. Kane, they get a guy on Kane, but he's going to leak off. They're going to get a holding call there. As Brown picked up the first down, but that's going to be a hold. And that was them trying to block Kane. And Kane slid off the block, and they had to hold him to block him.
So the hold's going to take him back. Do want to thank everyone that's watching. We do need to mention family sponsors at one time here in a minute when we get a chance.
Antoine, 2nd and 15 here. Looks, throws it to Brown, gets it away, and Brown makes something out of nothing. Man.
But I thought he was going to break it.
Landon O'Neal's down right now. Looks like he gets a hand there from number 34, Isaac Jones. Landon, little gimpy coming off the field. Cameron Voles will replace him. Hopefully just got dead-legged here. But Jenna's going to go check him out.
I haven't seen Voles in as much as last week.
I don't think he's been in today.
Yeah, so that might be the – and Cameron's he's been pretty good. He's been like one of our top tacklers of the season. He's just a little small.
And he's only a sophomore, struggles against the pass a little bit still. So Antoine keeps it himself on the quarterback draw, and he's just carrying tacklers.
Oh, wow. He's still going.
And it's just – and we saw this
good camera work there, Cody.
We saw this some last year. Coach Armstrong and I talked about it all the time. I mean, it's a strength thing. You know, their quarterback is carrying 3 Royals. We've got to be stronger in this situation. We've got to –
And he's not that big. Antoine's not a big
no, he's listed at 6 foot 195. That's the same size as Swan. But, you know, when we play good, strong teams is when we've struggled in the past. Brown gets it up the middle. Looks like he takes it down to about the 4. This will be 2nd down and goal. From the 4-yard line. If they punch it in here and hit the extra point, then that's going to be a running clock. It'll be mercy rule.
And this game's going to go real quick.
And this game will go really quickly.
Speaking of mercy rule, Mount Vernon's up 49-10.
Down on the sideline over here stretching as well, isn't he?
Yes, I saw Colson, I think, stretching him out.
Brown up the middle. And again, we held him out there. I wish we'd gone to Cody Cam there. That would have been a great shot from Cody Cam. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention, folks.
Oh, I forgive you.
Maybe a little bit of a surprise. Shenandoah up on North Decatur right now.
Yeah, North Decatur's so young. So young. Monroe Central finally 35-0 over Oldenburg right now. There, Brown hammers it in.
He's in.
Do you want to do your trivia?
We'll do our trivia here. Let's wait till, we can do our trivia here. Go ahead, you got it.
Yeah. Oh, you can.
I'll ask the question.
You know the.
Okay, our Dave's Express Care Car Wash trivia question. The Royals have played 6 private schools in their varsity football history. We have yet to win a game against these 5: Heritage Christian, Chittard, Lutheran, Ritter, and Cecina. We are 0-12 against those 5 schools. Who is the one private school that we have played and have defeated? That one's good, and that's going to start the running clock right there. So mercy rule enacted, and this game is going to go really quick here. The last 15 and a half minutes will, as the running clock will make this one in pretty quickly. Although it says 35-6 on the scoreboard, that's not right. That's the scoreboard operator.
That's not us.
No.
We won't name names.
So see if you can guess. Tell us who the one lone private school that we've defeated is in the chat there. Let us know.
Oh, someone's
got a couple people
got
guessing.
Some answers.
There, they got the scoreboard fixed, 35-0. Jade Gallion asked if she can answer. Yes, you can answer, sweetie. Coach Knight is answering via text.
Here's a Northeastern score.
Lutheran's only up 28-13 on Lapel. Union City 48, Knightstown 0 at halftime. Kickoff here. And that one died at the 2. Arnold fields it. Zach Arnold breaks one, and they hauled him down, horse-collared him at the 32-yard line, but they're not going to throw the flag. I think they're going to say they grabbed him, pulled him back. We had a bunch of people guess. I think it looks like everybody's gotten it, except for a couple people. The team that we have the lone private school that we've defeated is, as many people said, Park Tudor. We have a 6-1 all-time record against Park Tudor. They're the only private school that we've ever beaten, and it looks like tonight's not gonna change that. So, yeah, we are 6-13 all-time against private schools. Anderson Prep is we've never played them in varsity football. A couple people guessed that. We've never played them in varsity. And would you consider them private? They're a charter school, right?
I'm not exactly sure.
I think they're a charter school, and I think they don't have football anymore. They haven't played in a couple of years anyway. So Swan and empty here. Puts Rainbolt in motion. Takes the snap. He's getting chased. Flips it up and throws it out of bounds. Over here to Coach Cullison. Cullison dropped it. And, you know, I think for our program to get where we want it to be, those games against private schools, we've got to start winning those.
Yep.
You know, we're firmly locked into 2A we're never going back down to 1A. We're firmly locked in 2A. We've got the Heritage Christians, the Cecinas, the Ritters that we're going to be dealing with for the foreseeable future. We've got to figure out a way to get past these guys. Swan hands off to Rainbolt again. Rainbolt just swarmed. Nice run by Rainbolt, making something out of nothing. And Rainbolt's running hard right now. I mean, he is working hard. He's running hard, but just the way this Heritage Christian team swarms to the football is making it hard for him to bust those runs that he normally does for 20, 30 yards. Third and 5 here. Swan in the gun. Takes the snap, hands off. Nope, keeps it himself. He keeps it up the middle, and Swan gets knocked down. He picks up a first down first.
One of his better runs.
Yeah. It just makes me nervous watching him run.
Right. Who's playing quarterback for JV? Do you know?
Garrett Shaw is our JV quarterback. I think they've worked. I know for a fact they've been working Landon O'Neill as a backup. Should something happen to Swan. Swan hands off to Rainbolt, and he's going to be buried in the backfield. And again, there's 3 linemen that are all 5 yards deep in the backfield. This has just not been a good game for our offensive line. And you got to, without watching it live, it's hard to tell what happened. Did Heritage do something different than what we expected?
Right.
Were they lined up differently? Were they stunning differently? Or are they just stronger? Are they just, do they have the strength and the experience up front? I don't know without going back and watching this film in more detail.
Right.
Swan keeps it on the counter. And he gets taken down. He picks up about 3, and he's twisted down over on the far hash.
That's going to be the end of the third. And like we said, we have the mercy rule in effect, so this fourth quarter is going to go real quick. Do you want to talk about family sponsors for a second? I know we had some people ask me. They're like, I didn't see my name on there the other day. So I think we have them all on there. If we don't, I'm sorry. If you look down at the bottom, if you're interested in becoming a family sponsor, it's www.tinyurl.com/EH Royal Pride. And like I said, I know we have some new ones on there recently, and want to thank all of those people that have become family sponsors this year. And like I said, the link there is at the bottom if you're interested in becoming a family sponsor. So let's kind of look at I know this isn't a conference game, but can kind of look at the conference. We're leading the conference. This doesn't affect that at all, this game. Monroe Central is currently winning their game, but they're just 1-0.
It's a non-conference game, though. So.
Yeah, it's non-conference. Shenandoah and North Decatur are in a conference game, and it's tight. I believe last score we've seen was 8-7, maybe.
And Shenandoah may be a little better.
13-8. I'm sorry.
Shenandoah may be a little better than we thought. Right. We saw them in the. I tell you what, with Shenandoah, we saw them in the Jamboree and they looked bad.
Right.
But I know they hired a coach back in the spring, and he made it to like June and then quit. So the coach that they brought in has only been there since the middle of July, and you can imagine coming in the middle of summer, it's going to take a while to get your system in place. So he may be starting to get stuff to click up there in Middletown. Waggle pass here. Riggs is open. They dropped back. That was number 55. Colin Thompson did a really nice job.
Okay, was that Waggle?
That was Waggle. So
I'm learning.
He faked the run to Cole this way.
Right.
We pulled the lineman like it was a counter the other way.
We had 3 layers.
And then we had the 3 levels. We had a guy in the flat. We had the Riggs dragging, and then we had
I'm learning.
Sullivan deep. Yeah,
I'm learning. I identified it. I rember Waggle on Madden. I think I talked about it last week. I just didn't know what it meant.
Passing is all about levels and all about I say making a triangle, attacking the defense in a shape of a triangle. And Swan back to throw, gets away from the pressure. Thompson, he heaves it for Rainbolt. And Cole dropped it
off his fingertips.
It's just been that kind of night.
But a good job by Houston to avoid the rush. He got out in space, and he put it right on the money.
Yeah, there's nothing. I mean, he couldn't have done anything else. He had a guy in his face.
I mean, that's just where when you're playing a game like this, those are the big plays that just have to happen. You got to get big plays. And right now we haven't really made a big play, and that's kind of hurt us. We've to this point.
I see some subs out here for the Eagles. Not very many. Antoine's still out there. Schlomer's still out there. But I think Brown's done for the night. Yeah, he's over there with his helmet off, talking to somebody.
Cody.
Antoine takes the snap. Hands off. That is number 9, A.J. Neal, the 6'2 senior, carrying the ball.
What's our crowd look like there, Cody? How's our student section? Are they still there? Do we have a fan of the game? Do you see a fan of the game, Cody?
I'll tell you what. I think this is our fan of the game right there.
Ashton.
Oh, gosh, sorry.
Fan of the game.
Antoine flips it out.
We'll go back to.
Sorry. That was number 34,
go
Isaac
back
Jones.
to Ashton real quick. Sorry, we had to go back to the play.
Okay.
So, Ashton Willis, our fan of the game. Congratulations. Great cross-country runner for the girls' team. Probably has a meet tomorrow. I don't know what it is. But good luck, Ashton, tomorrow.
Regional qualifier in the 4x8 for track. So that was Isaac Jones takes it down to the 25-yard line here. Antoine again in the gun. Flips it out. That's Isaac Jones again. Jones cuts back. And carries it inside the 10 down to about the 9-yard line.
And we're subbing a lot of people now too, I think.
It's still mostly our varsity guys. We're getting the guys like Cole out.
Okay. But I don't like our body language. That's what I don't like right now. I don't see a lot of fight.
Yeah.
A lot of
Well, I think right now, Kane Sotelo is kind of gimping off the field right now. I think he's banged up a little bit.
Oh, gosh.
Antoine keeps it. He fumbles it.
Oh.
And it looks like Dylan Bowman jumped on it on the 1-yard line right there. Yep, they're going to say Antoine fumbled it and Bowman jumped on it. I couldn't see who forced that fumble.
I did hit the replay, but I don't know if it was too late. And I don't know if we were close enough. Anyways.
And that's one of those things, I always get nervous, and this is just the...
There it is.
Looked like Hoskins fumbled that. Hoskins forced that fumble. Bowman jumped on it on the 1 there. I always get nervous. You got a running clock. You still got your starters in there. Antoine, you got your quarterback running the ball. That just, I don't know. That makes me nervous. I've had too many guys get injured.
Right.
I've had too many guys get injured that I always get nervous about those things. So Royals probably going to quarterback sneak it here with Swan.
Yep.
They do.
Get a little bit of room.
I throw a fade here. I throw a fade.
I mean, at this point, what do you have to lose?
Yeah, exactly. Teams, they're expecting you to do that. I take the snap under center, 3-step drop, throw it to Ziffel. Eagles aren't ready yet here. Swan's going to get in their snap before they're ready. Oh, gets them to jump off sides. There we go.
Yeah, smart play by the senior quarterback.
Yeah.
Get a little bit of more space.
I distinctly remember multiple times him. We were trying to get him as a freshman to get him to go on 2, and as a freshman he was kind of nervous in the huddle around all the juniors and seniors, and he would never do it, and he was just too nervous to call it. It was kind of funny. Watching the growth of these guys has been tremendous. That's my favorite part about coaching is seeing these guys grow up from freshmen to seniors, and all the lessons that you learn and everything that you learn from the game. Flip it out to Cole here. Cole gets it out, picks up the first down.
Cole seems to be one of the few ones still fighting right now.
I couldn't hear you.
I couldn't hear you there, Cody.
I said Cole seems to be one of the few ones still fighting right now.
Yep. So, new set of downs here.
Yep, 1st and 10. Just over 5 minutes left here in the game. Swan with the catch. He's going to try to hit Rainbolt on the go. just outside his fingertips there. And I've been calling for that. We were talking about it at halftime when we didn't have the mics on. We said, you got to hit that. You've got to hit that go route. Just too little, too late. Sometimes as a coach, when you're playing a team that you know is pretty good, some coaches have a tendency, and I've been there, to get nervous. And your play calling goes into a box. You don't know what, you start calling stuff you're comfortable with when sometimes those things that get you out of your comfort zone against a team like this would be the more successful plays. But I've been there plenty of times. Swan again drops back, looks to throw. Oh, and Ziffel dropped it.
Wow. Just uncharacteristic plays this evening.
Yeah. And the thing is, Swan's actually played pretty well. The stats aren't going to show it tonight, but he's really, he's moved in the pocket well. He's kept himself clean. One or two throws that have been off the mark, but in the most part, he's been on the money.
Right.
3rd and 10 here. Like you said, just uncharacteristic drops, things like that. Empty formation again. Swan takes a snack. He's going to keep it himself, and he's going to get taken down. He gained about a yard, and it's going to be 4th and 9. And obviously in this situation, you go for it. What do you have to lose? If you don't get it, they're gonna get the ball there, but they score and you lose 42-0 instead of 35. So, you got to go for it here. Although they're not. Looks like they're gonna punt. They have Redmond in.
Has Redmond punted this year?
Not for the varsity. Maybe just trying to get Redmond some practice. JV punter. Trying to get him. So let's get him some reps.
That's a nice one.
Yeah. Schomer fields it. He's going to cut back. Voles with the wrestling tackle there. 2 points, takedown.
Yeah, great job there, Cameron. An open field. I think Coach Knight talked about it last week about how tackling in the open field is one of the hardest things to do. And to be able to, one-on-one, you make the tackle, pretty impressive.
Well, so much of it is about aggression and not second-guessing yourself. Voles just said, I'm going to take out his thighs right now, and did it. And a lot of guys tend to, where's he going to go, where's he going to go, and overthink it, and that's when they mess up. Looks like it's still A.J. Neal in the background there with Antoine. 2:07 left here in the game. Antoine takes the snap, gives to Neal. Neal breaks a couple tackles, and, late flag comes flying in and drills Hoskins. The ref threw that thing 18 yards and drilled Logan Hoskins with the flag.
Calling
blocking the back there. And again, running clock, so they're just going to keep ticking down. I probably just take a knee here.
I can't imagine anybody. You don't want to get anybody hurt at this point, and just.
Yep, that's what they're doing.
Coach Hibbert, we can't see your camera. I don't know if it's running or on or not, but it's.
Slow. Let's see here. I think he may have packed up his camera.
All right. It looked like he was trying to show the crowd, so I was.
So they're going to have to take one more knee here, and that'll do it. So the final score here from Charlottesville, Heritage Christian 35, Eastern Hancock 0.
And I know our team's got to be disappointed. I know this was one that they were looking forward to. This was one that they had circled literally on a calendar as a challenge. And they got to be disappointed, but we talked about it a little bit. if you had to choose which one you want to win,
I want to win the one in week 10 or 11 or 12.
Yeah, you want to win the one in the sectional, and they got a lot of stuff to work on.
Yeah.
And now they know that. That's the best thing about losses, is those are what you learn from. Now you know what you've got to work on, where your weaknesses are. Where we didn't get that when we were playing West L and Alexandria. We didn't really see our weaknesses like we saw tonight. And so now the coaches can look at that. They got something to work on, and that's obvious, glaring, and you can say this is why it's not good enough. And you learn from it, and that's the great thing about losses.
I think as a coach, it's hard to teach a kid it's hard to learn lessons in a win against a bad team. And those games like when we played West L and stuff, it's hard to learn sometimes because a kid sees a score of 47-7 and thinks we played phenomenal because they're a kid. They're going to think that, and that's just kind of normal. And it's hard sometimes to teach that. But like you said, we're going to learn so much more from this loss than we have from the first 3 games combined, really.
Right.
So I am. This obviously they're going to be discouraged here tonight, but this is not a discouraging moment. This is, you got to look at the things that we did well, the things we did poorly. Obviously, we looked at we don't have a Paxton Farms player of the game.
I'm struggling.
The numbers aren't going to show it, but I think it has to be Swan.
Right.
Just because watching him play, I think he threw 2 bad passes all night. He was on the money. He was, moving around, avoiding sacks. He ran the ball hard. And just watching that and watching him, you said it last week, freshman Swan to senior Swan is totally different.
Right.
And he played well, and just we got to build on that.
Right.
We got to build and see this is what we did well, this is what we did poorly, and move on. But the big thing is we got to stop the mental mistakes. There's no, we give up a touchdown. I think it's the second touchdown of the game. We just blew in coverage.
Right.
Or down here we have them stopped right before halftime, and then we jump off sides and give them the ball back.
And the interception right before.
Now that was 4th down, so it wouldn't, even if we incomplete, they still get the ball back. But
it was. I felt like that was a game-changing moment.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't get in, and we had the interception at the goal line. There was a chance that we were going to close it to 14 and maybe get the ball out after halftime. And then you're talking totally different than when you're down 28-0.
Absolutely. Looking at our schedule here, Royals moved to 3-1 on the season. They'll be hosting Knightstown next week here in the Plowshare and Anvil Trophy game. Knightstown, do we have an update on that? Last I saw was 48-0. They were losing at halftime to Union City.
And I have not. Not been updating the bottom ticker, but I can give you some updates if you want to hear them.
But yeah, so that'll go ahead. You can give the updates if you want.
We got Monroe Central up 45-0 at the end of the 3rd. Looks like Raiders Shenandoah lead 20-8 over North Decatur. Mount Vernon defeated New Palestine. I don't have a score on it. Monroe Central up 42-0. Lutheran over LaPel 34-13. The final score of that Mount Vernon New Pal game was 49-10. And the Knightstown Union County game was 62-0 final.
And I don't know this for a fact. I heard that Union City only had like 15 or 16 kids on their roster.
This says Union County. It's Union City, right?
It's Union City, yes.
Someone tweeted it wrong.
It's Union City because I've heard that they at the start of the year only had 15 or 16 kids on their roster.
Greenfield Central's having a bounce back week with a 27-6 lead over Pendleton.
Huh? Good for them.
And Centerville, there's a Centerville score. I don't know if we were getting updates on that. 54-16 over Winchester.
Yeah, Winchester's not very good this year. I know that.
So those are some of the updates. And so that Knightstown game is one that we're going to see next week.
There's our sectional. And like we said, Northeastern, it's hard to judge them. Their schedule has been off. They had, I know, some COVID issues. Heritage Christian, we just saw a tough team. I'm really interested to see next week Heritage Christian and Cecina will face off. And that'll really tell us a lot about those two teams. Right. Centerville, like you said, has drilled everybody. But, again, those TEC schools just so hard to tell because they only play each other, really.
Right.
And Shenandoah looking better than I think Shenandoah by the end of the year might be
that Shenandoah game is
team.
Impressive to me right now. I expected North Decatur to win that game.
I did too.
And so the fact that they're up right now.
Well, that game was Shenandoah last week. It was 21-20 at halftime with LaPel. We know LaPel's a pretty good team.
Mm-hmm.
They've got their running back is just ridiculous. We know that. So it looks like this sectional is starting to look a little more wide open than we thought. Maybe Shenandoah may have a shot. Maybe it's a 5-team race instead of a 4-team race that we thought. Yeah. So, again, we want to thank all of our sponsors here. Dave's Express Care Car Wash for sponsoring us.
We remembered to put that up there.
I think we forgot at halftime because we were worried about the homecoming.
We were messing with homecoming, and we were messing with a new scoreboard system. And
I'm working right now on some giveaways for some free food coupons from the grill there, and then our Double Barrel Woodworks company, owned by the Grass family. Again, we showed that commercial earlier. Just some phenomenal woodworking stuff there. So we want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. We are going to work and figure out what was going on with our we didn't really have any issues in the second half.
Yeah, and I wonder if it was not as bad as we were thinking it was, but
we'll see. I know it dropped a couple times, so we'll see. We're going to work with our IT department to get some stuff figured out, and we will.
Next broadcast, I think we're planning on doing Monday's volleyball game.
Okay.
I think they play Randolph Southern on Monday, so that would be our next broadcast. And then it'd be the Plowshare and Anvil game next week. And we didn't really talk about the things, and we probably should have talked about it earlier, but there's some Royal and Hall of Fame things coming on next week. We'll find out that information next week.
Definitely check out the Hall of Fame one, though. One that we do know, because they kind of keep that stuff secret from us, who's getting things. We do know the big guy is getting into the Hall of Fame, Coach Clayton Schultz. So definitely check that out. I think we'll have something cool for that.
Right.
So definitely stick around at halftime next week. So we will see you guys Monday for volleyball, and then we'll be back here next week for the Plowshare and Anvil game against Knightstown. Thanks for tuning in.